So if you read the description of the session, we are here trying to connect and see what can the microfinance institutions provide, what can give also the MIVs, how can we foster further green funding, what are the challenges to upscale this, and here from developed by the Green Inclusive and Climate Smart Action Group, it is our intention to further develop this type of meetings. So first I will share with you a brief overview and introduction of the Green Action Group. So we have here, this is our action group of the European Microfinance Platform. And today, what we are trying on our objective is enhancing this cooperation among green microfinance actors. The action group is already established since 2013, already with involvement of several stakeholders of the sector. And along these years, we have converted this action group in a multi-stakeholder think tank for environmentally responsible inclusive finance. The action group has over 60 members with different levels of engagement, of course, and representing 40 plus institutions. You can see here a brief overview of the members. And since last year, I have joined to also co-lead this action group together with Davide. Davide has already a longer track record as director. And we have this year a very intense agenda. Our achievements in the last year since its foundation count from the assessing environmental performance, developing tools such as the Green Index, developing guidance for performance on environmental performance. We have also produced the catalogs of clean energy products together with Microenergy International. And we have also carried a lot of a wide range of events and trainings in order to disseminate the knowledge that has been gathered at the action group. We have also developed e-learning and publications and coordinated different works with stakeholders, SBTF, with the rural outreach, inclusive of the action group here of the MFP, NPM from Holland, Ceres, and Microfinanza Rating. And ongoing work entails the dissemination of the Green Index, study on the adaptation, universal standard, the creation of Dimension 7, and as well a creation of maps, newsletter, and development of a state-of-the-art report. And of course, now what we have is that in this year, we will have a set of activities bringing together microfinance institutions and MIVs on the online library, on discussion papers, reports, and online seminars. This event, the Matching Demand and Supply, will have monthly pitches among the stakeholders, and today is its first version. So with this, I give the floor now to our first microfinance institution. Now I stop sharing. And we have Peter Marchetti. He is the co-founder of Local Development Fund of Nicaragua. Davide is going to share his presentation. I hope Peter has a good connection. He is now currently facing several problems, or he was last year with us at the European Microfinance Week, finalist of the Climate Change Award. Here, Peter, you can start.
Do you see my screen, just to be sure?
Yes. Okay.
Now I can start. Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting the FDL Nitlapan group to this session. And we are, can you go to the first slide, please? Okay, sorry. There we go. As you can see, we're a group, we're a consortium, and you can see our distinctive marks. We're currently at 58 million outstanding portfolio and 45,000 clients. Let's go on to the next slide, if we can.
Peter, can you try without the video, maybe?
Overall, we have learned, we've had 9. Okay, let me go back. I knew this was going to be a problem. I think, let me go back here. Okay, just a second. I've got to get off the screen. Hang on. I'm even having, can you take it off the screen? Just a second. There we go. Nope. Okay,
No.
I'm going to try without the video. How is that now? Is it better? You've got to understand that we have no access. All the roads are cut to where I am. There's no electricity, there's no water, and luckily we've got this cell data, but I'm going to start again, okay? So I was saying that our whole experience of $141 million of green microfinance has led us to say that you have to create green financial plus products. And that means your loans have to be negotiated with clear goals, environmental goals with the producers. You have to have tailor fit technical assistance, nothing for same one size fits all. No, you have to have a payment for ecological services that's conditioned bio awards and reduced interest rates for those who actually improve the ecology. Then what you can see, we say we have to do these all together and we have to have a territorial approach. If you can see, you know, we've got many previous things. We have self-initiative products and we have joint initiative products. Can we go on to the next slide then? And then in the next slide, we see what our main goal is. We have several practices that have to do with coffee and cattle and desertification areas, but our main goal is to reverse global warming, not just to mitigate or to adapt to it. Under our new program, 1 ton of carbon in the right type of pasture and the quality of soil will capture 4 tons of carbon that British Petroleum pumps into the atmosphere. Coffee, in our coffee, we're going to be able to capture 2 tons of British Petroleum's, not only not emit, but capture. You can see the new advanced program that we're hoping to do this is down here for 219 and 220. Could we please go on to the next slide? You can see our our key performance indicators. They're basically rural, but we do have urban green finance. Here are the 2 challenges we think are crucial. Number 1, for us, there's a lack of confidence in Nicaragua, right? And Nicaragua is the over the years of all this country risk, the FDL invested $6.1 million, 22% of its own profits in green technical assistance. And miraculously, international cooperation, in the worst of all situations, invested $1.2 million in green technical assistance and other subsidies. And that was 19 cents of every dollar of the FDL. Why do we invest our profits in green microfinance? And why do we suggest that international cooperation do the same? It's not just that we're confident that the quality of our profile can help us overcome or go through another crisis. The truth is that green microfinance lowers transaction costs, right? It reduces the portfolio risk. It increases customer loyalty. And what we discovered, and in crisis, you want to keep clients, and you want to keep clients, and you want to keep your
Peter, we don't hear you anymore, and we are running out of the 4 minutes.
Maybe Natalia, I can just finish quickly what Peter was saying, no?
Please, Pierre.
Okay, so Peter was talking about the second challenge. No, the second challenge is related to the fact that in order to overcome the environmental crisis today, we need also to foster collective action and to overcome individualistic vision of a microfinance sector, embracing an ecosystem perspective.
Next slide.
And yes, next slide. And in order to do this, we adopted a TITRA strategy, and that's where we work with Titlapan. We do some kind of local project of development. So what are we looking for? We are looking for an investment of around 14 million of US dollars, and that could cover three things. No, first, funding subsidized long-term loan at a 5% interest rate, then funding tailored fitted technical assistance, and finally funding bio awards, so the payment for ecosystems services Peter was talking about before. So I think that's what the presentation. Thanks for your attention, and sorry for the inconvenience with Peter's situation now, but I think you can understand that because of the hurricane, it's quite complicated. Thanks.
Thank you, Pierre, for backing up. Okay, so next comes CACMU. It's a microfinance institution in Ecuador, and with us we have Natalie. She's the manager director of CACMU here. Natalie will share her presentation, please.
Good morning to all. Are you seeing my presentation?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
And you have 4 minutes.
Okay. I'm really grateful for this Making an Impact meeting session within the European Microfinance Week. CACMU is a medium-sized microfinance institution located in the northern region of Ecuador. Our institution targets women and their families living mostly in rural and peri-urban areas. We have substantial gender equality, social inclusion, and environmental objectives. We aim to promote sustainable and inclusive finance by example. We are currently more than 30,000 members. Our outstanding portfolio is $28.6 million, of which 52% are granted to women, a percentage that is 12 points above the national cooperative sector's average. Since we promote inclusion by example, women are the majority in our institution at all levels, from the General Assembly through the Board of Directors, employees, and of course, members and clients. Our experience regarding green inclusive finance started in 2014. Still, we developed a sustainable and inclusive transversal project in 2017 called CACMU Verde, or Green CACMU, including green finance, free online training programs, health services, and a social entrepreneurship incubator for poor women, migrants, refugees, and ethnic minorities. In 2019, we participated in the Eco-Micro project of agricultural finance and smart data for climate adaptation in Ecuador using Yapu software. Finally, we were the first financial institution to have one of our branches with a green building certification in Ecuador with an estimated reduction of 10.12 tons of carbon dioxide per year. We finance mainly sustainable agriculture, energy efficiency, green housing, and other climate change adaptation initiatives. We estimated that we have disbursed a total of 887 loans and roughly $3.4 million since 2014. Our goal is to show that investing in green technology can be efficient, affordable, and that saving solutions are possible in our country. We use a percentage of green agriculture, percentage of loans by specific products and categories, and percentage of loans categorized as green loans using Yapu software as key performance indicators to monitor a green portfolio. We identified as the main challenges in scaling green products, the lack of specialized green financing at the national level and asymmetries of information to access international markets. There is also a new technology to identify green loans in the country with a possible high integration cost with our core banking system. We also need to move from sustainable agriculture to other energy efficiency products for women entrepreneurs in urban and peri-urban areas, so we leave no one behind. Finally, we estimate a green loan disbursement from 2021 to 2023 of $3.5 million for sustainable agriculture, energy efficiency products for women entrepreneurs, green housing, and climate change adaptation solution. We're looking for 3 million of those for scaling green products in the northern region of Ecuador. So, will you join us? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Natalie. I hope here we are joining. We have already 38 people, and we have already the 2 pitches from our first 2 microfinance institutions. We're going with the third one, Cooperativa Fondesurco from Peru. And we have here Carlos Marquez. He is the General Manager Director, and he will present in Spanish. The slides are in English so that people can follow. And we want, because of the time, we want to right after like the translation. I hope everybody can get the message.
You see the screen, right?
Yes, perfect. Carlos, you can start.
Carlos, the floor is yours. You need to unmute yourself and turn on the video.
Buenas tardes, ¿me pueden escuchar?
Yes.
¿Pueden ver mi pantalla?
Estoy compartiendo la pantalla. Tú me dices cuándo cambiar. ¿Sí?
Ok, ya. Muy buenas tardes. Vengo de Fondesurco, tal como lo describió Natalia. El día de hoy quería presentarles nuestra institución. En este caso, la misión de Fondesurco es proveer de servicios financieros y de desarrollo bajo los principios de cooperativismo a los socios de las zonas rurales para mejorar su calidad de vida. Al 2019 tenemos más de 12,000 socios, principalmente en las zonas rurales, y con un portafolio de más de 25 millones de dólares. Siguiente, por favor. La experiencia en finanzas verdes está principalmente en los proyectos Fondo de Energía, con el proyecto que hicimos con la ONG ADA, y Microenergy International también participó como socio, y un segundo proyecto con el proyecto MEVA, que es para medidas amigables basadas en adaptación al cambio climático, que lo hicimos con el PNUMA, el Programa de las Naciones Unidas para el Medio Ambiente, en el 2013. Y dentro de las actividades verdes, tenemos, bueno, el financiamiento de créditos desde el 2013 con una encuesta y un mapeo para estas, ¿no? Después estamos con, bueno, desembolsos desde el 2011 y el financiamiento para adaptación al cambio climático y energía eficiente, ¿no? Actualmente, nuestros desembolsos desde el 2019 al 2020 oscila en el 2019 en 4.7 millones de dólares con más de 2,000 créditos, y en el 2020 por el contexto de la pandemia 1,034 créditos y 2.2 millones. Natalia, ¿por cada diapositiva van a hacer la traducción o lo continúo?
Continúa, las slides están en inglés, así que
es que es más
el
claro, ¿no?
público está siguiendo tu presentación.
Es
Estupendo.
claro.
En indicadores de desempeño, bueno, tenemos indicadores midiendo el portafolio verde versus el total de créditos de la cooperativa y el número eficiente de tecnologías instaladas, ¿no? Como números absolutos. Dentro de los retos para incrementar estas actividades, podemos ver que son los altos costos operativos en las zonas rurales, que es el principal problema, ¿no? Y el riesgo climático y la dispersión de estos clientes. También la ausencia de proveedores es una constante, por lo cual nos genera dificultades para poder instalar los equipos aún, ¿no? A pesar de que ya han atravesado, vamos a acercarnos a una década de estos proyectos, pero todavía tienen esta dificultad, ¿no? Los objetivos para el 2021 y 2023 es desembolsar entre 6.9 millones de dólares, ¿no? Y esperamos fondos de financiamiento para créditos de agricultura y ganadería que son vinculados íntimamente con actividades amigables con el medio ambiente, ¿no? Como agricultura orgánica, por ejemplo. Los desembolsos requeridos para este periodo estamos hablando entre $1 millón, porque también tenemos fondeo del público, que es un modelo sobre el cual trabaja la cooperativa. Dentro de los usos de las tecnologías solares, termas y hornos, podemos decir que se ha dejado de emitir a la atmósfera más de 6 millones de kilogramos de CO2 a la atmósfera, y de alguna manera es el beneficio cuantitativo de todas las tecnologías que hemos podido colocar en los ámbitos de intervención de Fondesurco. Y 2022, tecnologías instaladas, ¿no? Entre hornos y calentadores solares. Agradezco su atención y pido disculpas también por la traducción y si es que no se pudo comprender algo en la presentación. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Carlos. I think one thing that was not on the slides and that it's very important to know from Fondesurco is that they finance themselves also from the deposits of their clients. So if you have any questions, also don't hesitate to put them in the chat. Now we have closed the pitches from the microfinance institutions, and we will start now with the pitches of the MFIs. As first, we have here Alan Levy. He is the head of microfinance and social entrepreneurship Americas and Asia at BNP Paribas. Alan, the floor is yours. Also, as the microfinance institutions, you have 4 minutes.
Do you see my screen?
Hola, hello. Yes, thank you. So if we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, so BNP Paribas has a long track record in microfinance. We have been operating in microfinance for more than 30 years. We have 29 direct investees and more than 100 if we count the fund in which we are investing, and we are present in most of the continents, so Asia, Europe, Latin America, and Africa. And also we were awarded this year Best Bank for Financial Inclusion. Regarding our experience in green inclusive finance, so we are so far we are present in the framework. We are making a lot of initiative in this. So we are of course a partner of MEBA, with also UNEP, and we made some investment in Colombia with Fundación de la Mujer and Senegal with CORI. And the purpose is to provide technical assistance for MFI to enable them to offer financial product and services, allowing farmers to be resilient to the climate change. Also, we are now partner also of Agrif, which is a fund of Incofin, and which the aim is to empower women in North Senegal, women who are who are cultivating rice, and this is also a project linked with green agriculture. Regarding what BNP Paribas is doing in terms of what is our offer, so our offer could be from $1 to $10 million. Generally, the tenor is mainly between 1 and 3 years. And what is something which is very demanding for us is we have to be present in the country to give a loan, just because we have to be able to monitor with our local staff the risk. So in some countries where we don't have any setup, it's difficult for us to give loan. Regarding the indicators that we are looking, so of course we are for the green, I'm talking for the green, but of course we have to meet at least the social one. So we check the social one with SPI4. So we have a score for SPI4 for all the MFIs that we have in our portfolio. So this is a necessary one. And after, at least to have something else that can be assessed. So I give some example here, but it's more flexible. But of course, we need to be able to assess the output and to be able to see where the MFI can have some green added value for the loan. So it can be the decrease in the use of chemical fertilizer, biodiversity protection. It could be also the use of specific product like waste reduction, sustainable farming, the decrease in CO2, like as Fondation Co mentioned. And after, of course, we could have also, independently from finance, from the facilities, we could propose some technical assistance and maybe also a better pricing for the loan dedicated to green fund, if we are convinced that these funds can very be useful and can have an impact on environment. Next slide, please. Regarding the challenge that we find so far, so we are interested in these subjects for a long time, but it's difficult for us to find a number of stakeholders involved in this field. A lot of microfinance institutions so far do not pay very attention to environment. So most of them are struggling against to find their financial sustainability. After, when they find their financial sustainability, they will develop more their social offer. And after, they will see the environmental side. So far it's difficult to see a lot of stakeholders involved in this field. And after, we have also the data collection, which can be, which is not fully complete so far. So our objective so far is to foster financial product positively linked to biodiversity, and also maybe to give some facility subsidized if we can, if we find some good thing. We also to integrate, to invest and to support the building of a framework like we do with MEBA, and also to integrate environmental performance in addition to social performance. So it means that as now we are doing a social scoring for all the MFI, next step will be to be able to assess the environmental indicator of the MFI and to also to get a kind of environmental scoring of the MFI. So that's it. I don't hear you, Natalia.
You're muted, Natalia.
Yes. Thank you very much, Alan, for your presentation. We're going to continue with Estelle Marcoux, and she's the head of social and environmental performance and member of the CD Management Committee. Estelle, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Natalia, and hello, everyone. Thanks, Davide, for unfolding the presentation. So CD was created almost 40 years ago by a French Catholic NGO. And yes, you can go to the next slide, Davide, please. We are based in France, and we provide equity loans and technical assistance to both microfinance institutions, producers organizations, and social businesses. And in the last strategic plan, CD has dedicated its action to the social and environmental transition. We are currently working in 37 countries. Most of them are based in Africa. 120 partners, and 75% of them are microfinance institutions. CD positioning is a bit particular. We are quite a small social investor, but we are our mission is to take risks. That's why almost half of the countries we are working in are told in crisis. So whether political, economical, or environmental crisis. And we are, for 42 of our partners, the first international investor. The third slide, please. So we see green inclusive finance as a way to reduce inequalities in relation to access to energy and climate change effects. So CD is not supporting directly green projects, but our partners are involved in green projects, but we are directly supporting more agroecological practices. The green products that our partners are distributing are renewable energy products, sustainable agriculture practices, and climate change adaptation practices. So just two indicators that we follow. Now, first, yes, 30% of our MFI partners offer loans for renewable energy equipment, and almost half of our partners have organized in 2019 environmental awareness workshops for their clients or members. So next slide, please. The fund, we don't have dedicated funds for inclusive finance, green inclusive finance, as the whole CD's portfolio is dedicated to the social and environmental transition. What we mean under this baseline is that we target a finance that fosters holistic development that is socially just and ecologically sustainable. And we really lay emphasis on values of solidarity, trust, responsibility, and transparency. We are offering loans with pretty low amounts, going from 100,000 USD, sorry, there is one letter missing, 100,000 USD to 1 million USD, sometimes a little bit more, from 1 to 5 years. And we don't have key performance indicators, but we more look at the organizational profile of the MFI. So the local shareholding is important for us, and the local management team. We really value that. We value too a strong social and environmental commitment that can be showed in the practices and in the efforts the institution is trying to do to go over the different challenges. And we only need a proven business model for more than 2 years and not a too high portfolio at risk. What also is a pretty characteristic of CD is that we offer patient funding, whether through loans, but through equity. Almost half of more than half our portfolio is invested in equity share capital. And we have a small technical assistance fund, but it's already something. And I will try not to be too long. Next slide, please. The challenges we have encountered in financing green inclusive finance, it's first the technical skills that are missing. We are not specialists, we are not experts in this matter, and neither are our MFI partners. So we usually need a third party which provides technical assistance on these topics and grants in order to do some pilot projects at least. Then we also have noticed that the results are far better when there is already a solid existing activity that enables the institution to diversify risks. And then in some cases, the client demand is lacking. We do some projection together about what is the client need, but then it's really important to be client-centered. Our objective for the next few years is first to work with our partners on their environmental performance policy and practices, then to increase the portfolio invested in renewable energy, more or less 1 million euros would be our target, and then to support our partners or new partners in developing climate change adapted products. Thank you very much, and talk later again.
Thank you, Estelle. And last but not least, we have finally Joel Hernandez Martinez from the Microfinance Foundation BBVA. And here,
thank you. I will share my presentation.
Yes.
Can you show you? Can you see you?
Yes, we see it.
Sorry, I was sharing it. Joel, do you want to share or I share it?
I share.
Please.
Okay, give me a second, please.
If you want, it's already there. Yeah, you can see mine maybe, or if you want, I give to tell me.
Okay, I will start. Great.
Yes, please.
So,
for 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So, good morning.
Can you see my screen now? Because I don't know who's sharing the screen.
And I show the presentation now.
Yeah, this is me moving, correct?
I control this. Okay.
Okay, please.
Right. So, okay. So, good morning, everybody. And I'm Joel Hernandez from BBVA Microfinance Foundation. First, I would like to thank the organizer of the event for inviting us today. And it's a great pleasure to share with you the experience of BBVA Microfinance Foundation in promoting sustainable and inclusive development of vulnerable people in Latin America. The foundation operates through is a group of 6 microfinance institutions in Latin America. Now we have more than 2 million clients with a portfolio over of $1 billion US. 57% of them are women, since we are committed their empowerment. As well, we are with our United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. The pandemic, climate change, hits more vulnerable people. That is why the foundation believes that the recovery of the COVID-19 must be environmental focuses. As a group, we define our strategy lines, and together with our MFI, we transform them into initiative products and services. Now we have defined our environmental sustainability strategy, based on promoting positive action for the environment through green corporate culture that's allowing us to integrate the environmental risks and improve our green value propositions to our clients, employers, and forward society. This strategy is structured in 3 pillars, and at the bottom you can see that we have the green corporate culture, which included creating, the managing, and reducing of environmental impacts to become more sustainable. The second pillar, climate change and vulnerability and resilience, is understanding the relationship between the climate, the environmental, and the activity economic of our clients affected by the climate change. And the third pillar is developing and improve our green value proposition to design and to design products and services adjusted to the climate change risks and the needs of our clients. Let me highlight that in this last pillar, when we are carrying an station review of a standard and reference taxonomy, like to the US taxonomy, Chinese taxonomy, and others, when we have used us to adapt those experience and to create our classification in green activity that you can see in this presentation. About our experience in green inclusive finance, in 2019, we have invested more than $16 billion in 22,000 green activities in different initiatives to reduce the vulnerability of the climate change or the offer water solution and sanitation, and other initiatives with green impact. I will recommend you to view and download a social performance report from website when we have some economic and social indicators that when the progress of our clients and their conditions. Now we are working to define some green environmental indicators to design and structure our environmental sustainable performance report. For challenge and opportunity, we are looking that included the digitalization, those indicators, when we are working now to integrate all those indicators in our digitalization products credit. Another thing is to identify different alliances in the local green technology suppliers that we offer green technologies in the area for support the needs that the clients have in the areas. For the opportunity, we know that we can access to new customer segment with design and redesign our products and services with a focus on environmental with this strategic environmental. For example, recycling, energy, and energy efficiency. And we want to increase our portfolio in green inclusive finance more in the next year. So for finally, I will want to share you a short video that you can show more an example or our activities in the reality. Natalia, can you show the video, please? Thank you for all.
Okay. Thank you very much for all your pitches. I think your commitment to green, inclusive, and climate smart finance is very palpable. And now I hope that you have seen all the slides and heard very in detail, because we want to hear from the audience. What do you see? Is there a match? Do you see possibilities of collaboration? Here, Alan wanted to say something, or anyone wants to participate and say a few words before we go to some breakout rooms?
Perhaps just still, you should know
Oh, unfortunately, we cannot hear you well.
A partner in investment. You co-invested. It's okay. No way. I would have said hello to Try once again. Estelle, the FDL chose CD as its number one candidate for co-investment, because you had so much on the ground experience.
Pierre, you support
Yes.
here? Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I would love to give support, but I have no idea what was Peter's comments now. So Peter, just I think if you want to speak, you don't put your video. Maybe it could work, but we are not listening to you now. So I'm sorry, I cannot come in now.
Okay. I think he wanted to say something about CD, but we will discuss this in rooms. So what we see here is that there is an effort from the FSPs, and there is already a track record. There is already an investment done. There is an alignment in their strategy on how to go and improve their environmental performance and continue their projects, and for that they need this financing. We see there are challenges. We see there could be also support from technical assistance, and we also see that there is an idea of what could be the ideal structure of the funding. So I invite you to go to 3 rooms. No, you can decide to which one do you want to join. It's with JITSI. So in the first one will be CACMO, in the second one will be Fondesurco, and the third one will be FDL. At the end of the discussion in the rooms, we will meet in a also JITSI room, because this Zoom meeting will end in 10 minutes. So we will meet at in a fourth room. Please see in the chat, Frederick has typed in the rooms. And we will have here, so if you can join to them, and then after 15 minutes sharp, we will meet at the JITSI room final match. We have also some questions that have been gathered. I have also one on climate change adaptation product. We will post them in their respective rooms. Okay, so please go to the rooms and join, and we will meet at 13:20 at the final match room. I will be jumping from one room to the other to control, not to control, but to motivate you and energize you in the discussions. And for those MFIs and MIVs that are still here with us, we will be continuing doing these events. So if you want to participate also in this matchmaking, just don't hesitate to let us know, and we'll be also approaching you bilaterally to invite you. If you join to the Jitsi room, don't forget to turn off your mic here at the Zoom meeting and turn on your mics in the Jitsi room. Okay, Frederick?
Yes, I am with Cagmo, Roma.
Okay, I will be with Fonte Surco.